Alright guys, what is going on? So today we are back at Reunion Resort in Florida, kicking things off right where we left it on the back nine. So starting things off on the 10th hole, we were actually 9 over par through the front nine, so not my best 9 holes of golf, that's for sure. But I mean, I was playing decent golf, to be honest. It was just, I mean, this golf course has a lot of challenging holes, so they definitely caught me out. Because, you know, I had quite a few pars in the front nine, but also there's a lot of like double bogeys and bogeys sprinkled in there. So let's see. I mean, hopefully we can do a little bit better in this back nine. And we start things off with a really good drive on the right hand side. Just kept it in the fairway. And now a pitching wedge from just over 135 yards. I just wanted to kind of draw this in because I was on a little bit of a slope, so I kind of was playing with the slope, and I actually hit a really good shot. I've still got a little bit of, well, it's still quite a lengthy putt down the hill, so it was very fast. And just these greens in particular, the conditions were amazing, but they were so quick. As you can tell, the ball just keeps running and running a lot further than what, I mean, I expected anyway. I'm not used to greens like this. I mean, I've got to be honest, they're probably one of the best conditioned greens I've ever played at. They were so good. I mean, let me know down below what golf courses have the best greens that you've ever played. I'd be really interested to know, because I mean, if they're in my local area, I definitely want to try it, because I need to get used to greens like this. But yeah, the greens at Reunion and the Nicklaus course in particular, from what I remember, were just like phenomenal, especially considering there was a lot of rain just a few hours before this. And you'll see in a lot of the bunkers that I'll find myself in quite soon, because I pushed this tee shot off the 11th right into the bunker, right into the greenside bunker. And as you can see from this bunker, the conditions, because it was just really storming like a few hours before, weren't amazing. So yeah, I've just got like it's quite, I mean, it's not a difficult shot, but it is down the slope, so I try and play this just on the green, but because it's quite firm out of the bunker, because like I said, it's just rained, it's quite hard packed, I couldn't really get much sand and much spin out of it. So again, down the slope, it ran on quite a way, so I've still got like 20 or so foot for the par. I actually hit a really good roll here, just a little bit on the left hand side, but yeah, make the bogey, so not much harm done. 1 over through 2 holes on the back nine. So moving on to this par 4 12th hole, 368 yards, so you know, not super long. I just want to keep it in the fairway, and I've got a good chance of, you know, getting on the green. But unfortunately, again, pushing my tee shots out the right, and it's just a tendency I had throughout the entirety of this round. I was renting clubs, so I will blame it on that. But I mean, realistically, it's probably just me and my swing. Unfortunately, because I pushed out to the right, fortunately, it missed the bunker. But on the right-hand side, there is quite a steep slope. Well, there's a little bank, and it just, yeah, hit straight into the bank. It didn't really go anywhere. So now I've got a completely blind shot. So that's where you see me running over there. And it was on a really good line from what I kind of had to work out where I had to aim. I just carried it too far, and it ended up going in bunker again. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of bunkers generally in golf course in Florida, but I just was finding them so often. And again, hit another pretty decent bunker shot. It was just, couldn't really get much sand out of it, so it ended up going a little bit longer than what I wanted. So I've still got 15, 16 foot for the par putt. But yeah, I hit a really good putt. Obviously, you could see with the fist bump there. I was pretty happy with that one, not gonna lie. And yeah, it was nice to get another par. So throughout, you know, the first 3 holes of the back nine, I'm playing pretty steady. So I've just got to keep this up. I'm moving on to the 13th hole, a long par 4, and it was right into the wind. I actually hit a really good drive here. It just didn't really go that far into the wind. I mean, it was quite fortunate because it was right on line with a bunker, and it was just ended up being short of it. But now I've got a 6-iron into the green from like 180. I mean, usually I'm hitting my 6-iron like 190, 200, but right into the wind, it only just got on the front of the green. So now I've got quite a long putt for the birdie. I mean, it's nice to be, you know, a green in regulation, but it's, yeah, I've still got over 25 foot for the birdie, and it's a really tricky putt down a slope, a massive break from like right to left. So yeah, I mean, I didn't really read that one too great, but yeah, it's so tricky. I'm not used to these conditions. But yeah, that's just I should have practiced before this in terms of like going on the practice green and putting stuff, because it's something. I mean, especially when I take my camera and things like that, I don't give myself enough time. So that's something in the future which I'll try and do. But anyway, moving on. Again, a par. Sorry, a bogey. You know, nothing too disastrous. So we move on to the 14th hole. Really nice par 4 here. It's just completely surrounded by gigantic mansions. I would, yeah, definitely love to own one of these houses, that's for sure. But yeah, not for not anytime soon, unfortunately. But yeah, just a fantastic drive. This is probably drive of the day for me. It left me like a 50. No, actually, I hit a pitching wedge. Just choked down on a pitching wedge, and I accidentally pulled it, but I just about carried the water, and it ended up being a really good shot, and I got a makeable birdie putt, and I just missed it. I knew kind of straight off the bat when I putted that it was probably missing on the left side, but yeah, got just a little bit of a tap in now for the par, so that was nice. So again, I'm playing pretty consistently. Let's just keep this up, because I'm playing a lot better in this back nine so far than the front nine. So let's keep it up. Now moving on to par 5, 15th hole, and unfortunately I just hit a really, I mean, it ended up being fine, but it was just quite a poor strike on my driver, right off the heel, so ended up not really going anywhere, and now unfortunately I've got this pretty tricky lie. I mean, it was a lot steeper than what it looks on camera, so the ball was way above my feet, and I just completely chunked it. I mean, it was good because it ended up being a lot, you know, shorter than what I anticipated, and it didn't end up going in the bunker, so it was nice to actually not go in the bunker for a change. So now 7-iron into a little bit of a breeze, 166 yards, and hit a really good shot. Honestly, one of the best irons that I hit throughout the day, and it ended up being, what, pin high, like 10, 12 foot weight. Yeah, not even 12 foot, 10 foot. And I was thinking, yeah, if I make this for a birdie, I'm on for a really good back nine here. Just missed. And look at that roll. I mean, I think this wasn't even a downhill putt either. It just kept rolling, and now I've still got quite a bit of work to do for the par. So what do I end up doing? Missing it. So from 10 foot away for the birdie, ended up 3-putting. I mean, that is just average golf summed up, and that is just, you know, why driving is for show, putting is for dough, because at the moment my driving, I mean, that's just me to a T, really. I can drive the ball really well, I can strike my long irons, like my long game is really good, but when it comes to short game and putting especially at the moment, yeah, it's not good. And then I followed up, I ended up going in the water. I completely caught, well, my iron off the heel, and just ended up going in the water. So now I've had to take a drop in the drop zone. I mean, the drop zone is pretty generous, and yeah, I've just got quite an easy chip on for my third shot, but I just did not catch this chip at all. I mean, it got a lot of spin, but I needed to carry it a lot further than that to get anywhere near the hole, and it just, yeah, got caught on this upslope, so it just stopped completely. So now I've got a tricky putt for the bogey, and it ended up being quite an okay putt, to be honest, considering how long it was, like, away from the hole, and how much break there was. Bit of work to do. Ended up being for the double, but I made it. And yeah, that's unfortunately what I know I'm doing wrong. There was an easy par on that par 5, ended up making a bogey, and then I follow it up because I was probably annoyed and made the double on the par 3. So anyway, let's get back into it. 17th hole, about 400 yard par 4 driver. Again, pushing it straight into the bunker, and I mean, this is nice when I'm in a fairway bunker and I can just hit it like a normal fairway shot because it's quite hard packed. I ended up catching this really well, so the 9-iron ended up going like full distance rather than, you know, 10 yards shorter than what it would normally do. It ended up going way long on the green, and I've got a tricky kind of like flop shot here, but I played this really nicely. I was actually, considering my short game isn't that good, I was really happy with this shot. It still left me a tricky putt down the hill, but I mean, to actually have a makeable putt for the par, I was really pleased with that chip shot. And I mean, you'll see how quick that putt was. Like, I just tapped it down the hill. So I eventually got used to the the speed of the greens, especially with a downhill putt. So, to be honest, from the tee shot and especially after the second shot, I was kind of happy to get out of there with just a bogey. And now, following up on the final hole, a long par 5 for, I mean, just usual people standards, not professional standards, but for average golfer standards, 531 yards, quite a long par 5. Hit a great drive right where I was aiming towards the bunker. I mean, it was about 300 to get to the bunker, so ended up hitting a really good shot. But I hit a 7-iron because I wanted to lay up. It would have been a really difficult shot to get on the green, especially from 250. But if I hit a 3-wood, it'd have been very difficult. So I hit a 7-iron, but I just I kind of hooked it. It like carried with the wind as well, but I hooked it really overhanging lie, and I completely pulled it with a lie into another bunker. So I think I've probably gone in like 5 or 6 bunkers in this back 9. And yeah, it's just, I needed practice in the bunkers, so I'm kind of like half glad, because to be honest, bunkers usually are very tricky for me, but I think because I got used to them, especially playing in Florida so much, I was playing okay. I mean, it wasn't a great bunker shot, don't get me wrong, in that one, but had a putt for the par, hit a good putt, but yeah, just about missed it, ended up rolling in for the bogey. So we ended up on plus 16 for the entire 18-hole round, which for me, on a tricky golf course, being a 12 handicap, is kind of respectable. It's kind of a decent round, so I'll definitely take that. But that's pretty much the video. Hope you all enjoyed it. There's plenty more to come very soon, so I'll see you all next time.